Right, it's Dan from the Mike James Rock Show, and I'm going to get this lovely gentleman from Amity Affliction to introduce himself.
G'day, mate. I'm Ahren from the Amity Affliction.
And it's been like a minute since we've spoken to you, at least a couple of albums back. You guys have done a lot since then.
We have, yes. We never really stop.
And for me, it's been a pretty awesome couple of years, because you did the, shall we say, trying to throw off the shackles of metalcore a little bit on the album just before the one that you've released. And then the one that you've released, I love it when a band does what you guys do, which is take that diversion of sound from metalcore and then combine it with your original sound to make something absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I would call it trying to throw off the shackles of metalcore. I think we just kind of wanted to, try some new things, because we were always getting, pigeonholed as like, oh, that band just sounds the same all the time. And so, I mean, I would urge people to go back and listen to Misery, and I think you'll find it's more of a mixing thing where there's just, the keys have taken a really prominent spot in the mix, rather than it being super different. Because I mean, like I said, you listen to it again, there's some really heavy shit on there, but I understand why people thought that's what we were trying to do. And a lot of people also thought, oh, it's a major label like Roadrunner made them do that. And I was like, no, that's never the case. The labels will never interfere with us writing or making music.
And to be fair, I mean, it wasn't one of those where it was particularly formulaic. You guys had a clear idea on that album of what you wanted to do. And for me, because I'm a metalcore kid at heart, I always like seeing what a band which I'm quite used to the sound, because I loved Let the Ocean Take Me, and I'm now struggling to remember the album name that came after that one.
This Could Be Heartbreak.
That's the one. I loved all of those. That was about the point which I got, like, sort of, shall we say, fan status of you guys.
Thanks, man.
That's all right. Admittedly, I like I say, I love the metalcore, but I've always quite liked what you guys did, because for me it was quite different to a lot of stuff that was out there.
Right, yeah.
And then I really liked somewhat of the Diversion, the Keys Heavy album.
Right, yeah.
But this most recent one, it seems like you guys have just taken all of that ability to write different styles and made a unified sort of Amity sound that covers your journey up until this point. Was that something that you guys were trying to do, or did it happen organically?
Oh no, 100%. It's exactly what we tried to do, and amazing. I think we always listen to the fans and feedback, and so. Misery did not go over so well in Europe in particular, and but it did so well in Australia and America. So we kind of went, okay, but also obviously it's going to leave a few fans disgruntled that it wasn't as heavy as other previous work. So we went, fuck it, let's just go full speed ahead and just do a blast beat song, and fucking breakdowns galore, and then also just keep it as diverse as possible by having some pop songs in there as well. So just to keep as many people happy, because you can never please everyone, but you can keep as many people happy as possible, and that's what we tried to do.
Yeah. And I imagine after you set the tone with Misery as well, it gives you that license to be able to do, as you say, oh, here's a blast beat track, but here's a pop one, or in the middle of
and it's fun to kind of show off as well. Like, we're basically saying, we can do whatever we want. We can write any kind of genre, which is, and I think anyone really can if they try hard enough. But that is very fun for us now that we can have this kind of carte blanche to do whatever we want.
Yes.
Within reason,
I imagine you can't wait for sort of the first headline length slot that you can get, where you can really build a set list.
For sure. Everything. And that's the hard part of it, with this being our 7th album, is picking set lists is getting harder and harder. So it's when we do go get a headline slot, we can really mix it up and keep as many people happy again, as I said.
Is it tough doing, because you're on the support slot today and I'm on this tour, is it tough trying to work out the balance of what to put in, especially on a new album?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the album came out like a week into this tour, so that was even weirder. We still haven't played Forever, the latest single, which I don't think we will until the next tour in America. But yeah, so it is hard, and like you said, especially with the new album. But it's always kind of we just look on Spotify what's being played the most, look on YouTube what's having the most hits, just to see what people who are actively listening to our band would like to hear live, because we play something old. Most of these people are new fans, so that we play an old song and no one knows it. Even we're playing Chasing Ghosts and stuff and people don't know it. So it's definitely, with the older crowd, or the newer fans and the older fans are the ones who are saying, why didn't you play this? And they're probably the people who weren't coming to the show anyway. So so we try and keep it fresh and new as much as possible, and just always keep in a couple of oldies for the OG fans.
Fair play. Do you find using the streaming stats, because we've talked to quite a few bands about basing sets off of streaming statistics, and some of them are like, it's perfect, exactly what to play, whereas some are like, you'd not believe how much we can kill a set playing what people listen to.
Right, yeah.
Streaming one.
It is strange too. Like, I guess you got to kind of pick your audience. So for Europe and UK, like, we'll try and keep it as heavy as possible. And then for America, we'll just do the Spotify plays, because most of the people on Spotify are American or Australian, so that are listening to our band anyway. I think it's like America, Australia, Canada, Britain, Germany. So yeah, we kind of just base it off that. But especially Europe, they love heavy music, so we'll just blast them with all of our heaviest songs. Simple as that.
And I imagine it probably is quite fun for you guys as a band, especially, as you say, having had a sound that you worked hard on for a long time, then going, well, actually, this tour we can go out as a heavy band, but this tour we can go out as a slightly poppier.
Right, yeah, exactly. So we have that freedom, which is good.
Does it change the stage, sort of presence for you guys at all? Do you find that?
Not particularly. I think, people will just groove or dance to us, or even mosh to a song that they like. I could mosh to Mariah Carey in my room, you know what I mean? Like, if I like the song enough, I could throw down to it. And, we play Feels Like I'm Dying and people just go crazy. It's awesome. It's like, it's one of our poppier songs. But it's groovy, like you can't help but move to it. So yeah, we find that song goes down well live, regardless of how much it was shit on when we first released it. But yeah, and it's still like one of our most popular songs on Spotify. So the proof is in the punch. If people aren't hating you, you're doing something wrong.
It's one of the things that really confused me in the bad press of that album. It's like, do you really think that it's not going to be like heavy as fuck live?
Yeah, exactly, and it is.
Yeah,
because I throw in some screams and stuff. It is heavy live, so yeah, believe it or not.
Like I say, I quite like it because I'm a big fan of bands that already sounded sort of like that, diversified, and I've enjoyed watching a lot of metalcore bands almost inspire each other to not just do the next album by numbers of what you've done before.
Exactly. And if you don't try, then it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? And that's people can tell when you're writing songs that you don't have your heart in, and I think that you can tell that we put our heart and soul into those last two records, and especially this one, because we could just do so much old stuff and new stuff, and everything in between.
Yeah, I got to admit, I love the new album's name is Everybody Loves You Once You Leave Them. Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty telling, huh? Yeah.
Well, it's one
pretty
of those
true.
things, as I imagine that you guys have probably had with the sound shift a little bit of that sort of thing, is that it's like, oh wait, you guys only loved us if we kept to the
right, yeah, and that's not actually the real reason, but it's it's open to interpretation.
And do you mind me asking what the real reason is, or is that?
Oh, it's just Joel wrote it. It's just a line from Baltimore Rain. It just basically means once you're dead, everyone looks at you with rose-colored glasses.
Thoughts and prayers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's particularly telling at this time, especially it's not, our genre has not been without people that have been criticised online, and then as soon as they've passed, suddenly everybody is completely switched opinion.
Oh yeah, that's just,
And I'm guessing for you guys, it's a bit of an observation. Is more be kind now rather than
exactly
until there's after no chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think more bands need to be sort of preaching that message, not preaching, but at least trying to communicate that message to people.
For sure, I would just want any message that is worthwhile. I think bands do that a lot, but yeah, we've been pretty much saying the same thing this whole time. But it connects with the fans, and that's, you know, Joel writes best about what he knows, and that's, you know, whatever comes out of that sick old head of his, you know.
Well, like I say, I've always been particularly loved what you guys have done, because I say it wasn't just a passing interest. I became a proper fan a few albums ago, and really have enjoyed some of the, because I said the other day on air, is I don't hear lyrics properly. I'm somebody that actually reads everything because I'm dyslexic, so for some reason I can't work out, especially with sort of
when they're screaming, it is pretty hard to understand already.
And so, like, reading some of your lyrics, I'm just like, whoa, this is the depth which I'm expecting of a band that's been around for this long, talking about such things. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed that, because I'm somebody that tries to make everybody be more kind. Like,
right, yeah.
We've done interviews for 12
Everyone
years,
could be
and I've
more
never
kind.
been nasty to a single person I've interviewed, you know? Because I
That's
don't
good.
think there's any point doing
No,
it.
there's not. Of course not.
Anyway, we've got PRs lurking nearby, which are telling us that we've probably got to wrap up reasonably soon.
Okay.
But thank you for letting me waffle at you.
No, my
for a few
pleasure.
minutes. And I'm looking forward to the set. I'm not even going to ask you what you're playing later, just so that I still get that chart.
Oh, you can just look online. Someone will post it somewhere.
I never do that. I still like.
Yeah, why would you want to ruin the surprise?
I thank you for that. That's my exact premise going to every gig. Is I would much rather miss out on a song which I'm hoping for,
exactly,
and get a surprise in the set, rather than check it out and go, right, I can.
100%. Yeah,
my man. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, mate.
It's been a good couple of minutes.
Welcome to the My James Rock